Title: Riverside Cabin. Psychological horror times supernatural times survival. Main characters: Kareem, a medical student of Arab descent, rational and skeptical; James, an impulsive, bold American; Leela, a Latina woman, intuitive and sensitive to energy; Ryan, a documentary geek obsessed with the paranormal; Alex, the quiet one, but sees more than he says. Full story: Riverside Cabin Chapter 1. The invitation. Summer had just begun. 5 friends decided to spend the weekend at an old family cabin in the woods near a lake called Riverside, deep in rural Minnesota. The cabin belonged to James's family, but no one had visited it in over 20 years, not since James's grandfather mysteriously vanished there. James' old cabin, no Wi-Fi, middle of nowhere. Perfect weekend, Kareem. And what if it's haunted? James laughing. Haunted by frogs, maybe. Chapter 2. The first night they arrived at sunset. The place looked peaceful, but something felt off. Leela said the air felt heavy. Alex was silent, as usual, then suddenly muttered, "There is someone inside, but it's not one of us." Everyone laughed it off. Classic horror movie vibes, James joked. But that night, something truly terrifying happened. Chapter 3. The first signal. In the middle of the night, footsteps echoed in the living room. James went to check. The door was wide open, but no one was there. When he came back, he noticed every mirror in the cabin was fogged up, despite it being warm. On the kitchen mirror, words appeared. "Why did you bring him back?" Chapter 4. The cameraman had brought his night vision camera to film a spooky documentary. When reviewing the footage, he found something chilling. A figure was standing over Leela while she slept. Its face was unclear, but its eyes glowed red. He showed it to her. She broke down in tears. "I saw him in my dream, same face," he said. "Return what was taken." Chapter 5. The Cursicorn began investigating and discovered an old letter tucked behind the painting. It was written by James's grandfather before he vanished. This cabin was built over an ancient burial ground. A guardian spirit watches it. "No one stays unless they're pure, and I'm not pure." From that night forward, each friend began seeing personalized horrors. Kareem heard his deceased mother calling his name. Ryan saw visions of himself tied to a chair. Alex simply said, "I've seen how it ends. Not all of us make it out." Chapter 6. The breaking point. In the third night, everything spiraled out of control. The doors slammed shut on their own. The power went out. Mirrors shattered by themselves. James vanished first. Then, one by one, the others started disappearing. Final chapter. Survival. Leila and Kareem were the last 2. They ran toward the lake, but fog engulfed the path. There, they finally saw the entity. A humanoid figure with dark skin, glowing red eyes, and a voice that pierced their bones. "You brought me back. But not all of you are leaving." Kareem sacrificed himself to buy time for Leela to escape. The last image. Leela stumbling out of the woods, bloodied, terrified. Behind her, a whisper in the wind. "One still remains." Epilogue. A week later, police found the cabin completely empty. No trace of the friends, but scratched into the walls in a strange language were the words, "Those who enter must leave in equal number, or not at all." Sequel begins. A month later, Leela lives in New York now. New apartment, new therapist. Everyone says she has PTSD, but she knows the cabin never left her. Every night at 3:33 a.m., she wakes up to a whisper. Kareem is still inside, and in every mirror, her reflection changes, slightly different. Not quite her message from the dead end day. She receives a letter. no return address. If you want to get rid of what's inside you, go back. Returning is the only way. Signed, Alex. The one they thought was gone returned to hell despite the warnings. Leah returns to the cabin, this time prepared. Thermal camera journal audio recorder on 24/7, a small handheld mirror to spot reflections, but the cabin is different now, bigger, stranger. It has rooms that weren't there before, and in every room a memory of her lost friends. The mirror room finds a huge mirror in the main hallway. When she looks into it, she sees James tied up, screaming. Suddenly, a voice booms inside her head. No one ever dies, but everyone ends up trapped. The mirror shatters, opening a glowing portal, and Leah is pulled in. The other side wakes up inside the mirror world, a grayscale nightmare. Familiar voices echo in the air. Twisted versions of her friends crawl in the shadows. She finds Kareem changed, but still himself. He says, "I'm part of this place, but I remember, if we return the core, we might be free." The final battle, they dig beneath the cabin's foundation to find the core of the curse, a shattered black stone. Then the entity appears again, now 3 meters tall, shifting forms. Covered in ghostly faces, Lila holds firm. Kareem fights it, but sacrifices himself again. Lila smashes the core, screaming, "Go back to where you belong." The fake ending wakes up in a sunny room. Birds chirping. Everything seems normal. Until she looks in the mirror and sees Kareem behind her. She spins around. No one's there. On the mirror, written in fog, "You returned, but we're still here." End of part 2. Open for part E. Title suggestion: Mirrors Never Shut, where the curse travels through mirrors into other homes and minds.